Hello Mazda fans! So today we're going to unbox three Kyosho Mazdas, and the first one is quite interesting. This green car here, it's a concept car called the RX500 from 1970, and this was developed to show off some safety ideas. And the most prominent feature would be the taillights, where they actually change color based on whether the car is accelerating, cruising, or braking. So let's take a closer look and see what's happening. This is also a 1-liter 2-rotor engine, but it's located in the rear mid position. Let's start with those lights though, because that seems to be the feature that research is telling me it was created for. So here we have the lights. I think it might be orange up here, and so I guess they would change based on what the car is actually doing. So let's see, it also had gull wing, well, it had butterfly doors. These doors would actually flip up and forward, and then the engine covers are gull wings, so this would actually come up this way and the other one would come up that way. You can look up photos online, of course. I must apologize, I have some extreme allergies today, so I'm very congested and I'm going to be sniffling more than usual, but I still got to keep doing my videos because I love these cars. Alright, so obviously there seems to be some black here. There's like a, hopefully I can rub that out, but it's almost like a pen line or something. I'm not sure if this was a used car or brand new old stock. I got these off eBay, if I didn't mention that. Well, anyways, let's continue on. So looking at the wheels, they seem to be like stamped steel wheels, but with a chrome rim and a chrome hubcap. I'm not sure if you can see air through those holes, though. I think they're blocked off plastic, but the holes are so small, I guess it's okay. I looked at pictures of the car online, and these are supposed to be some vents. They're not lights or anything like that. They're just vents, white plastic. I'm assuming that's a vent as well. There's a mirror here, but Kyosho doesn't seem to put silver in them on their older releases. I'm not sure when this was released, to be honest with you, either. Okay, so we got sort of vents all over this thing. This is probably a gas cap, but vents here, vents up on the roof, those 3 vents, more vents here for the radiator, nice Mazda logo. This RX500 is a really strange font. It's like a really Western kind of font. Anyways, plastic lenses, but what's nice is you can see some sort of rectangle behind them, like indications of like a halogen light bulb. There you go. Looks pretty realistic, actually. There's no texture here. It's just some sort of weird black grill. Seems to be a chip in the paint as well. So there's the information. Unfortunately, it doesn't say when this mold was made. These are the exhausts, the mufflers. I'm not sure what this rib thing is on the photo. I mean, maybe it's a transmission or something, but I don't know. That doesn't make sense. I'm not sure what that is. Okay. Alright, back to this rear end. Again, that font is so strange. It just doesn't belong on a car, in my opinion, but granted, this car is from 1970, the real one. So there seems to be some really fine lines printed here. I'm guessing those might be defroster lines. Again, this for safety, this concept car. Windows here, and we have a spare tire here. Pretty nice to see. That's a nice interior feature that's usually not on Kyoshos. Okay, so we got a molded in windshield wiper mechanism. And then there's some black printed around the whole cockpit. This cockpit's quite crazy. It's like a jet fighter. It's just one looped kind of cockpit here. Very supercar-ish, actually. For its time, though, it's quite advanced for 1970. Okay, pretty decent panel lines. I mean, this green paint is pretty well laid up. It's not super thick. You know, you can still see the panel gaps, but it's not metallic either, so it could have been much worse. Although, noticing this thing, what is this? Seems to be a paint contaminant inside the paint, unfortunately. Looks like a keyhole there, another gas cap, and then 3 more vents. So, it's a really weird and interesting car, so I thought I'd give it a shot. I like Mazda as a company, and other than this one issue here, this is a pretty nice model. Again, I don't know when this was released, but I'm imagining it's over 10 years old if I had to guess. Okay, we'll let this spin up back here. Alright, so now we're going to get to some slightly more modern vehicles. And you'll notice here on the right bottom there's this D here. And the reasoning, oh, it says 2016. Okay, great. It's because of an old Japanese story called Initial D, and that D means drift. So this is it was a manga, which is a Japanese comic book, but it was released in a bunch of weekly magazines or something between 1995 and 2013. And they've made several full-length movies and TV series about this storyline. And the storyline, if you guys aren't aware, is this high school kid working for a tofu shop, his dad's tofu shop, and he delivers tofu with his Trueno. And he learned how to drift his car through the mountains of Japan. And so he became a drift racer, even though he didn't really want to be one. And originally he was just delivering tofu and was a really skilled driver. Okay, but anyway, so this first car here is the second generation RX7 called the FC3S, and this was sold between 1985 and 1992, although we're looking at a specific version of it called the Infinity, which is a limited edition in Japan. They only made 600 a year in Japan. So what that got you was some upgraded suspension, some different wheels, and it was only turbocharged, whereas other countries could get normally aspirated engines. So all these are Wankel engined vehicles, by the way. Here's my screwdriver. Okay. So so it's nice to see that this thing came out in 2016. So a little bit old now. Let's see if the quality stood up to the test of time. Okay, so this Infinity package here from Mazda. Here's this logo on the back. Hopefully I can focus there. There you go, this silver Infinite logo. And that's how you know it's an Infinity model. Okay, so what's nice is it's got this license plate, because again this is coming from a cartoon, so maybe this is the plate that was on the cartoon car. Mazda printed there, third brake light, keyhole, really small keyhole. Great tail light lenses. Look at the definition of backup lights. Super cool. It's always a mystery how they do that to me. I don't know. I don't know if this is all clear plastic and they paint orange and red, or if it's somehow molding clear and red and yellow plastic at the same time. But you'll notice there's a little black trim around the tail light as well, so that's a nice detail. Unfortunately, the tailpipe is kind of lame. There's no depth or hole or anything indicating that that thing's hollow. And then also, this rear window is like black. Or is it? No, it is smoked. Highly smoked. I thought it was just opaque, but I can actually see a tiny bit of the rear in there. I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up. And then very different from most Kyoshos, there's no side windows, which I really like because you can see the interior better. In fact, let me pull out my flashlight and see what we can see here. So back to this window here, maybe you can see through that glass. I'm not sure, the camera's not showing it, but okay, so we got right hand drive, we got molded in details like most Kyoshos that are great, but does it, well, I don't think I'm not sure if there's color there. It looks like on the glove compartment, it looks like there's something printed there, although I can't really make out what it is. I don't know. It looks like some sort of printing, am I right? I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys see. My camera screen's so small I can't see much. Okay, well that's the interior. I do like that with the open windows you can see a lot more. Okay. Alright, so let's go this side here. This Red Suns is printed on the rear fender. That's the drift group in this cartoon. It's just a group of drifters that race around the back mountains of Japan. They're a team, I guess. And the main character, the tofu driver guy, was, I guess, racing against these guys. I might be wrong, though. Okay, look at these wheels. They're pretty nice. I mean, you can see the air through them, my finger behind them, so they're quite realistic. And there's little look like brake rotors. They're part of the molding itself. That's better than usual. Kyosho usually pays no attention to brake systems, so that's good. It looks like a little orange printed turn signal, and then some sponsorship and stuff like that. Okay, so we got some plastic little inserts here for these running lights. Or are these just turn signals? I'm not sure, because these are orange. I'm not sure which are the turn signals. Okay, well anyways, we got the license plate up front as well. A little black paint here. There's some depth to this here, but it seems to just be black, no texture. Pretty nice black paint here for the intercooler vent. Okay, so again, yeah, the mirrors aren't... Oh, look at this. In this case, they painted the mirrors silver. I think these might be from a special box set. I'm not 100% sure. When I look at images of the initial D set, I think they come in the hard plastic cases, so I'm not sure what these are because they're in the blister packs. If anyone knows, that'd be great. Okay, well anyways, I think it's pretty nice. I'm not seeing any sort of paint rash or bubbling or anything like that. So 5 years on, the paint quality on this model is still pretty good. In fact, I don't see any problems at all, so I'm very happy. Okay, so I'll put that up there. Okay, so the last car is also from the initial D cartoon series, and it happens to be the 3rd generation RX7, the FD3S. And so this FC3S has a 1.3 liter twin turbocharged engine, and depending on which country and what level, it could be 250 to 280 horsepower. And it was sold between 1991 and 2002. Now, one thing that's interesting, this 280 horsepower is questionable because the Japanese companies had a gentleman's agreement to never exceed 280 horsepower. So like a Skyline GTR would be rated at 280 horsepower, the Lancer Evolutions, but it's believed that many of these cars had more than that much power, but they just wouldn't claim it to try to keep things like equal amongst Japanese manufacturers. So it's pretty interesting. Okay, so let's look at the diecast here. So yeah, more racing sponsorship and Team Red Suns. Printing of the reflectors and turn signals. Silver paint again on this mirror. I like these wheels even more. They're like 3-piece wheels. You can see the tiny little bolts holding the centerpiece to the rim. And then again, some little, what I'm guessing are supposed to be brake rotors molded into the wheel itself. And there's air passing through the spokes, so that's good. Okay, so on the front we got some inserts here. I'm assuming these are the turn signals. Got some intakes, but they're blocked off. A little silver fog light, I'm guessing those are fog lights in there. And then a different license plate number. And this must be a special package, although I'm not sure what... I don't know what this logo is. It's not Mazda. Is it a Bathurst logo? If anyone knows what that logo is, please make a comment. I'm not sure. Okay. Well now, unfortunately I'm noticing the paint on this one, because it's yellow, you know, they lay it on pretty thick in certain spots, and it's not even filling in these gaps. Not enough yellow here, too much yellow there. That's the problem with the non-metallics. It also seems to be, I don't know if that's paint rash or a contaminant right there. Okay. So, okay, black interior again. No, I don't see any printing or anything like that. So if you guys are curious, let's pull out that flashlight again. Okay, so yeah, just molded stuff, but don't really see any printing. Pretty good molding though. Okay. Okay, going around the back. Now the taillights are quite interesting. I think this is like a... Well, no, it's just a black piece of plastic, and it looks like the taillights are just printed on. It's not translucent, so that's too bad. Okay, but again, we got this tiny logo there that's not Mazda. I'm not sure what this, if this is a special trim level of the FD3S. Tiny, tiny printing there. RX7. Not sure what it says below though. Okay, so now what's interesting is these red things are plastic inserts. And then we got the license plate. And then we got a weird, kind of lame looking exhaust tip. I mean, why would there be a groove going through that? It should be a circle, right? Here on the bottom, a lot of detail. We just don't know when this was made, like the original mold. At least the base plate says 2016. Okay, so yeah, again, the yellow paint's not the greatest there. Oh well. So one of the reasons why I got this car, besides the fact that I actually did watch an Initial D movie once, and it's a pretty cool movie. But many months ago, I got the TLV RX7, and it spurred me to make a pretty negative video because this thing was brand new out of the box. It's only 2 years old, and look at the orange, the paint bubbling here, the paint rash. And we're not talking small paint rash, we're talking some giant defects here. And then the fact that I had to spend like an hour trying to get these mirrors on is just really annoying, you know. So I was curious if whether or not Kyosho did a better job. And looking at them, Kyosho looks like it's a smaller car. It looks like this is taller. The wheels are smaller on this one, but that's okay. So the rear wing is different. And you know, got my little tray of comparison here. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, they're not identical RX-7s. I mean, the front end of this has a lower additional body piece here. Although the grills are supposed to look similar, although they're not. So it's interesting. I would have to guess that maybe this is more accurate. Looking at the back, quite a big difference. The TLV seems to be much larger. You know, the window glass is larger. It looks like the width of the car is actually larger. The height of it is a little bit taller. So, yeah, interesting. The only plus is the Kyosho has these red plastic inserts there, whereas the TLV is just painted. And again, well, look at this. The logo's the same again. So, I don't know. I was not aware. I don't recall a Mazda logo ever looking like that, but maybe for the RX-7, the FD3S, that is, it had that logo. I never knew that, so quite interesting. So minus the paint rash, the TLV yellow is better. It's filling in the gaps better. So, I guess it's good and bad of either one. All I know is this was probably a lot less expensive, brand new, than this one. Okay, so that's a little comparison I just thought I'd throw in there. So anyone, if you got some spare time, maybe you want to check out this Initial D. Again, there's a bunch of TV shows and movies and stuff that's been redone many times, but it's an interesting story if you like drifting. Okay guys, we'll catch you around, and see you later. Bye.